Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today we're gonna talk about the relationship between jazz and gospel music, and then I'm gonna show y'all how Christmas songs kind of embody both of those genres, especially when you listen to, like, I don't know, maybe these songs were made, the Christmas carols that were like written in maybe the 60s and 70s, I don't know, but the ones that were like, they use orchestras, and you had like a lot of jazz musicians that were like it seemed like they were writing for a lot of these songs. But when you really dissect those chords, I mean, it's so much chromaticism in that music. And then I noticed when I first started like learning this stuff, it actually helped me in gospel, because a lot of the chords that you would hear in the old gospel stuff, it's like the same musicians were playing them. You had like jazz musicians, it's like they were playing jazz and gospel music. So when you really study the history of music, you can kind of correlate a lot of the movements are really the same. So some of the Christmas songs that like helped me start shaping my ear for like hearing these certain chords in gospel, I don't know the guy name, but it's the one that played with the Charlie Brown. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I'm gonna just say Vince Guaraldi, something like that. The one who played with on the Charlie Brown records. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas. So just that pass right there. I don't even have to show you the whole song, because it's just, that chord right there and that chord right there. So what is this? This it could be a E dominant 9 with a sharp 11, and there's no fifth in there, but let's see if I threw a fifth. That works too. So we would just say E dominant 9 with a sharp 11. So E flat dominant 9 sharp 11. So you got E flat, B flat, D flat, F, G, and then an A natural, because this is your 11. A flat will be the 11, and then A natural is a sharp 11, and it takes you to a D dominant 7 with a flat 9, which I done run over this chord a lot. We did this in some videos, but so that learning this particular Christmas song helped shape my ear to, when you plant. So you could be listening to music, and if I heard this, I could know, okay, that's a sharp 11 chord. But also when you just playing a song, and say the song went like this, if the song was basic like that, it gives you the vocabulary to enhance it. So for example, if I know I'm going from 1 to 2 and it's diatonic, so that means a major and minor, I know that if I want to get to a minor chord, I can play a 5 of that chord, a dominant 5 of that chord, or I can play a diminished 7 in relative to that chord. So like this. So F, if I know I'm going to G minor, I could do, that could get me there as a pass, or I could do F, D. So vocabulary. So now let's hear it just with that change. So, and then I'm just doing that basic one I did. G minor again to C. So the progression I'm doing is a 1, 2, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Which is a common jazz progression, and church too. So that gets me to my 2. Now over my 3, I'm playing a 1 over 3, but you could play a minor. Now if I did a minor 3, I could also do the same type of move. So it could be, so I just did 5. I don't really like the way that sounds, but I'm just showing you that it's an option. So now Now that sounded better. So instead of going 5-1 to the A minor, I just went 7-1. So it's a diminished. Anytime you go 7-1, it's a diminished chord. Even though 5-1 kind of have that diminished in it, because this would be your 5, and your 7 is just coming here and taking this flat 9. So it's still basically the same idea, but if you're playing it, that sounds better to me. Then to the 6, then your 2, 5, 1 again. So just enhancing the song. So what else could we do? So getting to the 6, if we did the same thing. So I did the same exact pass to get to each one of these minor chords. So I did 7-1 to each minor. So F major, a F sharp diminished to a G minor, a G sharp diminished to A minor, and I'm doing like A minor 7, G minor 7. It really don't matter. You can add the color to it. And then I do a C sharp diminished to a D minor. And with that same idea, let's just go to the next minor, which is the 2, again like this. 2, 5, 1. And that's how you can enhance a song. So, this is just getting your ear ready and, preparing it and equipping it to be able to hear a song. Like you listening to a song on the radio and you able to identify the movements to some extent. I'm not excellent at that. I can pretty much tell what the bass is doing. I can't always tell you what chord it is, but I know a minor from a major sound. So it. And then, like I said, certain chords, you just know that's a sharp 11 or this, just because of how the bass is moving. I know what will be played over a 2, because you're not going to play everything over a 2 or everything over a 6. It's just certain quality chords that just move right within the song. Pretty much any song, they pretty much have like the same context and structure of how you would voice certain degrees. So a 1, pretty much this is gonna be your 1 all the time. A regular major, maybe sometimes it might be a dominant 1, stuff like that. How you can voice a 1 like that. Different things you could do. So let's go back to this song. So Christmas tree. So he's getting, instead of doing what we did, so we did. So we went down from the low note to the 6. He came from the high note, that's a half step above the 6, and went down. So he didn't do a diminish. He said, that's another way you could play it, like a 13. But I'm gonna go back to what we did. Right there, the E dominant 7 sharp 11. He used that to get to his 6 dominant 7 with a flat 9. So that's that song. So just put that in your vocabulary. I'm not gonna spend no more time on that one.